Suge Knight has to be one of the most vindictive, spiteful human beings I think I've ever witnessed, bruh. Suge Knight is currently in prison, effectively doing a life sentence. Due to his age and his time, he's never getting out of prison. So now Suge Knight, only mission in life is to make sure more people get to sit next to him in prison. And it's kind of interesting too to see like how far this snitching conversation has gone. 5 years ago, snitching was like the worst title anyone could ever put on you. In 2025, nobody cares about snitching or being labeled a snitch, bro. People is openly telling. Suge Knight just did an interview with the Art of the Dialogue. In this interview, he's snitching and then he's lie snitching. Lie snitching is a new concept where people will lie on you if that means going to jail, right? And I believe personally, Suge Knight is lying on Wack 100, trying to get Wack 100 in jail. This is crazy, okay? So Suge Knight is talking about this Tupac assassination and murder. Obviously, we know that Keefe D is currently in jail for Tupac's murder. Keefe D is in jail facing these charges. He hasn't even gone to trial yet. Suge Knight is in a public interview telling the world that Keefe D admitted to the murder to him in a bathroom at the Lakers game.
I tell you this. When I first paroled back in the day, I used to keep a box at the Staples Center. So I'm at the Laker game, fucking with a big kid in there, got some big with me. I step out for a little fresh air. I see Keefe D. Keefe D was spooked. First thing he told me was they didn't have nothing to do with the killing of my homie Buntry. I responded to Keefe D and said, shit, if I thought that, I'd be on you already. He said, but I'm going to give you something that's real true, and I didn't want to tell you because we've been knowing each other, since we was kids. So Keefe D was like, look, I need the money. Puffy and them supposed to give me $1 million. They gave us most of the money or half of the money. And that's how everything unraveled.
I'm more shocked he's doing this than the actual information. Like, if you don't think Diddy is involved somehow in Tupac's death, you're out of your mind, bruh. Diddy apparently, according to sources and people involved, Diddy put a hit out on those death row chains, and apparently that's what started this particular conflict, right? There was an incident at a mall where one of Tupac homies got jumped and robbed for his death row chains. Pac seen them same guys who did it in Vegas. Pop hopped on them, jumped those guys. Those guys apparently came back to avenge Pac. But apparently they were, according to Suge and Keefe D, already gonna do something to Pac because there was already a hit out on Pac. So even if Pac didn't jump, like those dudes in Vegas, like Pac would have still died. But I'm more shocked he's doing it than the actual information because, bro, we've heard this like 1,000 times, right? Suge Knight is in prison right now. And I've never been to prison, all right? I've always minded my business, follow the laws, all right? I'm a good boy, okay? I don't engage in bigotry, okay? I'm sorry. I don't speak Iganese. It's a foreign language to me. But we always hear this myth of how like, oh, prison is prison. Oh man, LA jail this. How the LA prison or LA County jail, how they check paperwork in the feds and state, they check the paperwork. And if your paperwork ain't right, you got to get rolled up. You got to go. Sugar's comfortable in jail right now, snitching, telling. Like, telling on this man. Not only is he telling on Keefe D, which is egregious enough, but Diddy is also in federal custody right now, and he's telling on Diddy. Now, there is a couple motives for this. The first motive you could probably say is Suge is just doing this, man, because Suge need that $2,500 per interview, man. And the more explosive things he say during his interviews, the more he gets booked. Or it could be, man, Suge realized, man, he's going to die in prison. And the only pathway out of prison is to, like sit out like a dog whistle to the feds, like, hey, I know information y'all could use. Give me a deal. Let me get out of jail early, bruh. But where I think Suge is going to messed up at, because not everything Suge say is credible. Now, if Suge is telling the truth with this, then cool. But it feels like as Suge talks some more, Suge begins to sprinkle in some lies and truths in it, try to make it juicy. And when you trying to cooperate for a deal, you can't sprinkle in no lies, homie. Like, that's how you lose your deal.
For is what happened in Vegas. At that time, you know, I'm on parole. I look to the left, look to the right. The whole place is packed. So I'm like, I gotta go take a piss. Let's have this conversation in the restroom. He was like, man, I ain't going in that restroom with you. And good thing he didn't, because even though we was friends, but if a motherfucker pays you to kill us, I got a bullet into my skull. And one of the best friends I had ever had in life is Pac. And he ain't here. I'm gonna beat the fuck out that nigga in that restroom. You know, my blood was boiling. Somebody used to always say. But at the same time, I am an intelligent, wise man and a businessman. Since I can't do nothing to him, I might as well get him to answer some questions. So I doubled back on him and said, what you mean? He said, well, look, Puffy used to come to the hood. He said, you can ask James. You know, him and James always been good friends. You know, James is the one who went through some things and been tampered with. But it's not about James getting tampered with.
This right here confirms to me, bro. LA is the official rat capital, bro. The OGs is writing. 75 young Crips is writing on Big U. The young ones is writing. Everybody tell him, okay? Not everyone, but you know what I mean, okay? Now, here's where Suge Knight takes away all the excuses, because I know, bro, right? The people who love LA, love his legends, love his OGs, they're going to make 1,000 different excuses. Oh, he's talking about public information. How he arrived. How he arrived. Keefe D already said this. How he arrived. Keefe D told them folks that he was lying in that book. Keefe D told them folks that was all fiction. Suge Knight saying, hey, nah, man, you told me at the Lakers game. But here's where he takes away all the defense, okay? For the idiots who's like, huh, Flacco, it's public information. All right, cool. He then brings up new information nobody knows, okay? All we heard was Keefe D says, hey, Diddy pay for the hit. Diddy promises $1 million. He paid the dude who was going to give him $1 million, but the dude kept it for himself. It's all bad. Keefe D even wore wire, by the way, to go talk to that dude, and the dude just played it cool because he thought Keefe D was cooperating anyways. But Suge Knight brings up a new character that nobody knows about. This dude, for the most part, has been minding his business for the last 40 years, chilling. Suge Knight brings him up. And Suge Knight brings him up to prove that he knows what he's talking about. Now, Suge Knight would say that this is the dude who brokered the deal between Diddy and Keefe D and the Crips, who eventually killed Pac. Now, this dude, for as far as I know, is still alive. So Suge Knight saying this could put him in jail.
About the conversation, Keefe D told me that what he told James. Guess they baby mamas is best friends. So Rat James, what Keefe D said, he told Rat James that, look, it's big money in this. Only thing Puffy want to do is pay $1 million to have both of them killed. He told me that. He said it was, according to him, he said it was security that accepted money, participated in it, and it was so-called homies. So he laid it out to me in a way that he's spilling his guts to me, saying it wasn't just him, it wasn't just Puffy. He named names. name people. And usually when people name names the way he was naming names, I believed him because he wasn't talking just to be talking. I felt he was also coming straight because there was a big war behind that. A war that they lost. And I think it was a war that destroyed their neighborhood. So that's being said, I know what I know from being there. I know what I know later on when people told lies or never told me the truth. I know that later on when I found out certain people was suspect.
Language tells me Suge wants the feds to contact him. Suge want Vegas PD to contact him. Suge wants to cooperate. Suge is, peep the language and how he's words this, okay? Oh, he said a lot of names. Oh, he said a lot of names. And those names he said, oh, that's how I knew it was legit. It wasn't just Keefe D and Diddy involved. It was a lot of other people involved. He said a lot of names. Man, he want them folks to, man, Suge, what names they say? Man, Suge, would knock 25 years off your sentence, man. Just tell us. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bruh. Even when he says, I was there. I know what I know. I know what they lying about. I know what they're telling the truth about. Man, Suge want them folks to contact him, bruh. Suge trying to cooperate, bruh. Suge ain't trying to do 35 years. Now, listen, if you need any other proof why that gangster stuff is for the birds, man, but why that when Suge was outside, Suge was smacking every popular gangster you know, bruh. Right? Suge was giving them wedgies in LA, right? And Suge was the gangster of the gangster. Suge was the epitome and the symbol for West Coast gangster. So the gangster of the gangster is in jail and he done tapped out. He said, man, no, Miles, I can't take this, man. If jail broke Suge, what you think jail gonna do to you, bro? Listen, if you watch this video, I hope you tell before you get in a situation where you gotta do what Sugar's doing, bro. Because this is shameless, man. Now Suge goes from doing this to now he goes to trying to incriminate Wack 100 and Ray J, right? He dry snitch and lie snitch, I should say, right? Because what he's saying is not necessarily true. Like, I don't feel like Wack 100 was working on behalf of Diddy to try to get Keefe D out and silence him. Like, I think that's crazy, okay? But here's what Suge Knight had to say about Wack 100 essentially trying to pay, or no, Wack 100 broker a deal. Yeah, I know what's going on. Wack broker a deal with a company, and that company was apparently going to pay for Keefe D to do like a documentary, I believe, about the incident. So Wack 100 was brokering the deal. So Wack 100 announced it, but ultimately it got denied, and we'll figure out why it got denied because obviously Keefe D is still in jail. But here's what Suge Knight has to say about why Wack 100 was trying to get Keefe D out.
Ray J, well, I'm not going to even say names. This artist went to this other guy supposed to be his manager or whatever he's supposed to be.
Obviously, the world know Wack 100 is Ray J's manager, but that's who he's referring to, right? Now, he says Ray J name on purpose, and then he follows that up with, oops, I shouldn't say any names, that's snitching. Let me not say names. Bro, you already did it.
And he put this here. Not Corey from the South Side, Corey from New York. Said, hey, Puffy, got to get this resolved. Keefe D is threatening to run his mouth. But I don't know why it's a big deal. Keefe D been running his mouth. And if don't nobody do anything to get him out, he got a lot to talk about. All of a sudden, another guy goes to bail Keefe D out. The excuses was, oh, I want to do a documentary on him. Oh, we want him out. because we want to do maybe even a movie on it. Don't be stupid, stupid. The motherfucker already did a book. Keefe D. If you want to do a doc, anything he had to say, he said it already in the book. So you don't need him. You already have the book. The real reason why they wanted him out is because they didn't want him running his mouth.
If you're not familiar with the situation, then you don't know what's going on. Suge Knight essentially is lie snitching, right? Lie snitching means he's telling lies. From my perspective, I think he's lying on Wack 100. But Suge Knight is accusing Wack 100 and Ray J of essentially obstructing justice and wire fraud. Understand what I mean? And this, again, this is dry snitching. This is dog whistling. He put this out there so the feds can come. So here's what I mean with the dog whistling for the wire fraud and the obstruction of justice. Suge Knight is referring to when I believe Wack 100 was trying to do a Keefe D documentary and had some investors ready. They put up the paper and they was moving forward to build out Keefe D. Suge Knight is now accusing Wack 100 and Ray J of contacting Diddy through this New York plug called Corey. Suge Knight says through Corey, they got the message to Diddy and said, hey, listen, okay, listen. Keefe D is talking. You got to make this right and shut him up. Give the $1 million. We going to take this $1 million and find a way to funnel it back to Keefe D. And the ways to funnel it will be through this documentary. That's what Suge Knight says. The reason why I don't believe that is because Wack wouldn't go through the trouble he went through to find an investor for the documentary. Wack would just put up his own paper and, you feel me, and get out Keefe D. The fact that Wack 100 had to find an investor would show that there's been no paper put up by Diddy yet. You feel me? So here's Wack 100 on Vlad TV talking about this, talking about how he wants to build out Keefe D, hopefully to do a documentary.
Have you ever met Keefe D?
Yeah.
You know him personally?
Yeah.
His lawyer did an interview recently and said Keefe D is a liar. He made up all this stuff just to make some money from people like, me for interviews and to get out of a serious drug case. He was never in Las Vegas. All this is fake. And he's not connected to Tupac's murder at all.
Yeah, I believe him. You believe him?
Do I believe him? That's up to law enforcement. I'm not going to say.
Keefe D got a bail. He's supposed to be home.
That's up to law enforcement.
He's supposed to be home in the next month. I've been thinking about going to bail him out.
You going to bail out Keefe D?
Yeah, it's only $75,000.
Well, because it's $1 million bond?
Like $750.
$750, so you got to put up $75,000.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going to get him and with the stipulations that I do the series on him. People will watch it.
Yeah.
Last time we talked, we was negotiating the series on Baby Lane, the Orlando Anderson rights. And then my boy Big Bruce let me know I had to talk to Baby Lane's mom, which is Keefe D's sister, which I met with her in Long Beach. We talked for a couple hours. Actually, the day I met Keefe D, he was coming to see you that day or the next day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came to see you either that day or the next day.
Wack actually moved forward this. Like, Wack actually tried to get Keefe D out. Like, Wack went to the courtroom, said, yo, the $75,000 is coming from a legal business. There's nothing nefarious going on. But the only problem is Keefe D was not allowed to get out and make a document. Like, he wasn't allowed to monetize or profit from this court case until it was over. So when the prosecutors ran across this video, they used this video to tell the judge, hey, judge, when he gets out, he's going to do this documentary. That's why you cannot approve this bill package. It's from an entertainment company that's going to require that he does his documentary in order for him to get out. So the judge said, hold on, can you approve this? They said, yeah, we can. So Wack 100 came to court, and Wack 100 tried his best. Wack 100 said, hey, he's my friend. This is a personal thing. I want to get him out for personal. This is no business. But the judge ain't, bro, the judge was not buying it, bro. Like, the judge said, nah, sorry, bro, and bond denied. But Wack really tried, though, right? To his credit, Wack was serious. Like, Wack had the money and everything, but, the judge just wasn't going for it.
So it's fair to say that you said you would bail Mr. Davis out as long as he follows some stipulations, correct?
was just entertainment with Black. You know,
Sir, my question requires, sir, my question simply requires a yes or no answer. Did you tell, or did you say that you would bail out Mr. Davis, assuming he follows some stipulations?
We're Black, you know, me and Black discussed that. We was gonna say that. We discussed what we're gonna do before we interview. Now everybody knows that about Black.
And in fact, you said that you would bail him out in return for an agreement to do a series on Mr. Davis's life, correct?
That's what I said to Black, but PPD is already involved with somebody. With that, I believe, with his book. I have no contracts with him, no dealings with him on that.
Okay, so you're saying what you said on there is just not true.
We have, before you go on Black, you have a discussion about what you're going to talk about, what needs to be said so we can drive the views. There's nothing about Black or nothing about YouTube that says that we're being truthful about what we're saying. We're entertaining. I'm just, being truthful, which I do a lot of interviews. I do interviews every week on No Jumper, and we sit there and we BS about things and we exaggerate things or we make up things. But it's a view thing. They pay you for that.
Okay, so you're exaggerating or not telling the truth when you're on Vlad TV.
I mean, you see the number I gave wasn't accurate. If I was gonna, that's what the conversation was, I would have gave you the accurate number if that's what it was.
All right, Your Honor, at this point, I would like to publish a jail call between Mr. Davis and Mr. Jones.
And they've actually played a call where Wack is talking about the documentary. Yo, it was hilarious, man. But yeah, I think Suge is bitter. I think Suge at this point is just putting anything together to get people locked up, man. Do I believe that Wack would really try to help out Diddy or try to obstruct? I don't know, bro. I don't think Wack at this point in his life would do anything to put himself back in jail. So from my perspective, man, Suge Knight is just trying to bring as many people down with him, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, bro? Honestly, let me know, bro. Right? Let me know what y'all think, man. But if you're watching this video and you want to do YouTube like me, I made almost $1 million this year, man, off of YouTube, bro. So I pick one of my subscribers each month, and I do a one-on-one coaching with you for completely free, show you how to grow a YouTube channel, walk you through how to monetize, how I monetize. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I still make a lot of money. So, if you want to do what I do, man, the link is in the description to put your name, your email in. I'll randomly choose one of you guys every month, and, I'll contact you and FaceTime you, hop on Zoom with you, man, you feel me, and give you all the knowledge I have, okay? And if you like this video, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, here, or here, to find out how DDG just got exposed again. I'm going to see you guys in this video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.